The 27th. Yo, what's up, bro? About to get started, y'all, in a minute. Damn, I forgot what the damn video at. Oh, here you go. Oh, shit. Ooh, I almost got fucked up. How you doing, brother?
Give me a hell yeah. What? What?
Lock in, y'all. Lock in. Yeah, I'll make sure y'all can hear me and shit. Damn, where the fuck my goddamn headphones at? Oh, man. What's up, brother? How you doing, Mickey? Can y'all hear me? Yeah, y'all can hear me. Okay, bet. What's up with y'all? What's up, gang? It's all my thug life. Motherfucker. Mickey, what's happening? Appreciate you joining the channel. I feel like this is too damn big, to be honest. I ain't gonna cap. I'll make this shit. I was trying to do like a custom made like Tupac shit when y'all come in the chat. It had like Thug Life beside your name. I still gotta work on it. Yeah, Thug Life quote by Tupac. That's what I was trying to work on. That's why it took me so long to get on live. I supposed to do it later, but I got lazy as fuck. But today we gonna do Tupac cousins. We already did like last stream, like I think like 3 streams ago. We did one of his cousins. We did the female. We got the one of his cousins, the male. I don't know his name. I don't even think I gotta pull it up. Oh, I ain't gotta pull it up. Let's see. Alright, we should be straight now. God damn, get over here. Is this in the way, y'all? Let me know. Yeah, be looking over. Yeah, it should be straight. Hold on. I'll be right back, y'all. Alright, y'all, I'm back. Yeah, my goddamn family. God damn. Oh shit, hold on. Alright, first interview. I'm turning my shit up. What you say? I don't think my chat's updating. I just heard that shit. Somebody just said something, I think. All right, we good, y'all. This the first cut. What's his name? I don't even know his name. We gonna go dive into it. I gotta put a link in the video for y'all to go find out for yourself. Listen to it yourself.
Welcome back to the Art of Dialogue. We have a returning guest, William Lee Singh, the cousin of Tupac.
William Singh. Hold on, make sure it's not too big enough. Y'all can really just see. Let me know. I need to make it smaller. I feel like I need to make that shit smaller. Oh shit, I can't tell. Make my face a little bit. Make my shit a little bit smaller. Then my chat box is not up. Like, what is my fucking chat box? Hello? Oh, I got the custom on. That's why. I gotta turn the custom on. Let me turn the custom on real quick, y'all. No, I don't want the custom, bitch. I gotta find my chat box, so I can't find where it's at, but we'll see. I'll move it. All right, Tupac, let's do
it. The last time you were on, it was a great interview. The people responded well to it. Welcome back to the Art of Dialogue. It's a pleasure to have you.
Man, it's a pleasure to be here. What's good, Del Ray? Good to see you again.
Oh, man, one day at a time. Let's get right into it. In our last interview, you made controversial statements about King Tut, saying that based on what a friend had told you in prison, that he was responsible for the shooting of your cousin Tupac Shakur.
Hello.
Can you elaborate on that?
Who the fuck is King Tut? Hold on now. Hold on. We gotta do some research real quick. You know what I'm saying? That's my first time hearing it. Hold on. King Tut. What the fuck? I'm trying to find out who it is. Who is King Tut? Shooting was verified in prison. King Tut. Okay. Oh, so this is who they talking about. Okay. Gee, Tupac shooter who was released from prison. King Tut. Okay, bet.
Yeah, very good question, man. I'm glad that you asked me that because I wanted to elaborate on it. First of all, shout out to King Tut, man. Welcome home. I'm glad that you free. And I gotta say, you know, during the time when I was told what I shared on the Art of Dialogue the last time I was here, that a person that I knew from my past had told me that King Tut actually shot Pac. When he told me that, it was completely believable, you know, because of the way things were at the time. Remember, this is 1993, you know what I'm saying? So the reputation that King Tut had at the time, the way things was moving in New York, the chance meeting of the person who told me, who I knew.
So there was the robbery, the quad shooting shop robbery. I'm confused. Or the LA. Well, we know it ain't the LA. It gotta be the quad studio. Gotta be that shit.
It all made sense to me at the time. And throughout the years, I still believed it because I didn't hear the other side of the story. In other words, I didn't hear anything from King Tut. I didn't hear anybody with contrary information against what I believed, which was that Tut shot Tupac. Fast forward to now, currently, King Tut came home, and he did a video with his wife.
What video at?
I didn't know that the video was out. It was on YouTube. But a friend of mine who was very close to us and know the story called me and asked me, he said, hey, Bill, did you see the video King Tut did on YouTube? I said, no. He said, man.
We're gonna check that video out after this. After this, we're gonna see what King Tut got to say.
I want you to check it out because I don't think he did it. I said, really? He said, yeah, but check it out for yourself. So I went home, and sure enough, man, I checked the video out, and immediately I knew that I was wrong in the information that I spread it.
Yeah, I want to go see the video.
I knew that I was wrong. I knew that I was wrong because, first of all, the way that he explained his side of the story was completely honest, forthright, forthcoming, and the tone in how he was describing his affinity for Tupac, his affinity for my family, his affinity for the struggle, for the Black Panther Party. I thought it was like, wow, you know, this guy's being completely honest. He's actually bearing his soul, you know?
So anybody in the chat, have y'all seen that interview of King Tut? Let me know in the chat. Some people good liars now. Come on now. Yeah, time to prepare for this shit now. Come on, twin. You know what I'm saying? Be devil advocate right now.
So that kind of made me realize that I was wrong. If I may, I want to share how I was able to translate that to King Tut personally. Is that okay?
Exactly. Go ahead.
So, yeah, so, and by the way, his wife, man, shout out to his wife. His wife is amazing at what she does, you know, because she was the one that was interviewing King Tut as he was telling his story. And she was asking him pertinent questions, you know, that would have made a guilty person uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? But the questions that she was asking him was just rolling off of him in a way that was completely authentic.
Shit,
He was answering.
Yeah. I want to know what she says.
So let me ask you this. So what was one of the questions that she asked King Tut that convinced you that he was not involved with the shooting of your cousin Tupac Shakur at Quad Studio?
It was very clear. It was the first, when she got to the part of the interview where she started discussing Tupac, the very first question was, I'm paraphrasing, was to the effect that it's been rumored that you had something to do with the ambush of Tupac Shakur. God bless, she said, rest in peace to the late, great Tupac Shakur. That's how she framed it, rest in peace. She said that after all, Tupac had named you in a song as someone that shot him. And I guess she said something, how do you feel about that?
Chat, what the song is? We say King Tut. All my OG Tupac fans. What was the song he named? He said King Tut. I want to know the song now.
Something to that effect, right? I'm paraphrasing. And from that point on, as Tut was explaining his position and how he felt about it, is when I realized that I was wrong the whole time. And that I wish that I would have had the opportunity
truly miss
to, I can't say verify the information that I was given in 1993, because like I said, the times dictated the information. It kind of made the information that I received in prison likely that it was true. There was going to be no way that I was going to be able to decipher the information that I was given to determine that Tut wasn't the shooter. You just got to understand the context. It was the time, it was his reputation, it was the outrage that Pac had been ambushed, you know, the fact that I'm in jail. I should have been with him. All these things played into my thinking at the time. So it would have been pretty much impossible to decide otherwise. But after hearing him do the interview and clarifying his position and the fact that he wasn't the shooter, why he wasn't the shooter, why he would have never done it in the first place.
Okay, but you know what I'm saying? I understand you saying he not the shooter and shit, but was he still involved with the shit? You feel me? It was just more than one on him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting. If he was still involved, he's still guilty in my goddamn eye. I don't know about y'all, check. He might not be a shooter, but if you still involved with it, that's what I need to know.
It's dope. It was all I needed to hear. And by the way, Del Rey, also understand this. You know, this is 1993. I'm 61 years old. At the time, I was in my early 30s. Tut and I are the same age. We come from the same background.
And Tupac from the East
1960s, 70s, New York City. We come from the same school of thought.
I'm gonna do one on Matt Dre too, y'all.
Just by us having that type of connection also made it easier for me to realize that this guy was being completely honest. Because after all, he didn't have to do the interview in the first place. He didn't have to bare his soul about something that he never.
If y'all gonna come, most of y'all, we get trolls every goddamn stream, bro. If y'all gonna troll, bro, they goddamn get your little troll on. This shit is not gonna affect me. This for us, like people like me, the '90s folks, who was kids at the time, didn't know all this information. That's what I do these streams for. So we got them, cause we also love Tupac. We grew up listening to Tupac. You know what I'm saying? By the time we was grown, he was already gone. So this is for the people. You know what I'm saying? Missed out, still got them questions. You know what I'm saying?
Was involved in, but he decided that he wanted to do it. And it was very convincing to me. I believed him completely.
Well, you know, I find that very interesting that you would be man enough to come back and apologize and reconcile.
You may want to go see the video now.
I actually spoke to Tut on the phone myself, him and his wife, and this is unrelated to you, but in part related to you, because they wanted me to, they wanted your number. And my thing was, I felt like, you know what?
Hey,
that really is not my business to do that, and like to reach out to you, but they had already reached out to you. So I think it's very interesting that you decided to come out and apologize for that, and from that perspective. I think that's,
God bless you too,
that makes a bigger man of you. And if only, like you said, if you could look back 30 some odd years, 29 years, and it could have went a different way. Maybe things would have went different for Tupac.
Well, things would have went different for Tut, because, mind you, he had to bear
what is your shit, bro? You just came on here just to goddamn troll, bro. Cause what you saying is not gonna stop me from doing you know what I'm saying, these lives and shit, bro. I'm still gonna do this shit regardless, bro. I love the past. I love the '90s. I'm gonna continue still doing it. If people want to come here and view it, they gonna come here and view it, bro. You can't stop this shit.
Burden of being known as the person who ambushed Tupac in the studio in New York City. You know what I'm saying? That can be stressful in itself. On top of having 5 life sentences, that he's doing consecutively for a crime that he didn't do. On top of that, even further, someone like me accusing him based on erratic information, right? Based on erratic information, accusing him of actually shooting Tupac, right? I felt responsible in a way for adding on to the confusion around what happened with Tupac in New York City, and that was the last thing I wanted to do. Because one thing that I can say about myself, man, is that I always try to be forthcoming and honest about what I say, how I treat people, I'm not the kind
basically telling he the dude that was at when Tupac about to get on the elevator. He the dude goddamn when Tupac about to pull his gun out and shit, type shit. That's what I'm thinking. That's what basically he's saying.
You gotta create confusion. You feel me? So it was
Shout out to Fambo. podcast.
to
Appreciate you,
correct
brother.
that wrong. And I haven't apologized. I apologized to him personally over the phone. By the way, he was completely great. Man, check this out. You're right. When Tut came out, we were both trying to reach out to each other. When I found out he came home, I wanted to reach out to him. I reached out to a gentleman by the name of Brian Glaze Gibbs. Shout out to Brian Glaze Gibbs. He has a podcast on YouTube. I reached out to him because he and Tut grew up together. And I asked him to set up an interview on his platform so that I can tell the world, you know, that I was completely wrong, or I may have been wrong. At the time, I was saying I may have been wrong about Tut. Then I saw the video that he and his wife produced on YouTube. And after I saw that video,
I ain't gonna lie, he kinda
I
pissed me
became
off.
completely convinced
Like you
that
saying he wrong, you know what I'm saying? If he wrong about he ain't do it, okay, boo. But was he involved with the other niggas? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to know. Like, was he involved with the other niggas planning to do it when Haitian Jack told the boy to do it to Tupac? That's what I want to know. Cause yeah, he guilty. Ain't no way around, twin. He guilty.
I was wrong. So during that time, we was communicating, trying to get up. Long story short, we finally talked on the phone. First thing I did was I apologized for what I said about him. And he immediately understood. He was completely gracious about what.
Look,
Now
get
you
to the
gotta
shit,
watch
bro.
your back. Now watch your front. Here we come. Gunshots.
Message. So how I'm not going to gravitate towards that. You know what I'm saying? It was all good, man. Shout out to him.
I totally understand.
I feel you, brother.
So basically, there
feel
were
you,
a
bro.
couple of
I get trolled every live, bro. Like, I don't know. More subscribers I get, the more, you know what I'm saying? I just do this shit from the heart, though, to be honest. Because I be wanting to know my damn self. But I ain't worried about it, bro. He ain't getting to the goddamn point. I'm about to really skip some of this
lyrics
shit, 'cause I want him to
mentioned
get to
in
the
the
damn
50
point.
Cent song. And Tupac mentioned King Tut's name in Against All Odds.
Oh.
In the song he rapped,
Okay, now I know.
now you gotta watch your back. Now watch your front. Here we come. Gunshots to Tut. Now you stuck. How do you feel about being responsible?
I gotta go find this shit, see if it's fast. That's my goddamn song too. It gets all right. Oh shit, I can't spell for shit. He said, okay, here you go. I can't play that shit though. You this shit. Hold on, we're gonna try to find the chat. We're gonna try to find it. I can't play it because it's copyrighted. What the lyrics is it? Tell my nigga. Oh, I'm gonna let it play. Motherfuckers know that shit, bro. Damn, I should have see what's verse he said in there. Black jean, black boy, disappear in the crowd. All you see was truth. The little nigga's name. Nah, I think he lived like me. Talking about he left the hospital, took fire like me. You live in a fantasy. Nigga, I reject all the bar. We took Dr. Dre punk ass. Now we out of the closet. Ma D wonder why. Hey, nigga blue. It's time grown folk talking, nigga. Close your mouth. Yeah, facts, brother. Tell me too. I want to find when you said the shit, though. I'm trying to let this shit play. I wish I could listen to the song with y'all, too. I don't see it. I hope I ain't missing. Oh, this the hook. Light skin cowboy. I heard he was a light skin, stocky with a Haitian accent. Oh, did we just miss it? Damn. We know King Tut light skin. I don't. You might Jimmy Interest in due time. I know your bitch ass is listening. The word is mine. Talk your shit to you. Talk your shit. Hold up. I'm trying to see what he said that. It might not be it. Or it might be after this. Haitian ass had jury fast cars. He known for flashing. Yeah, he talking about Haitian Jack in this bitch. Set me on this. For the game MOB. We'll find it. We'll find it. How do you feel about Snoop Dogg and Death Row now? I mean, I don't know too much. If they got artists on Death Row now? Well, me personally, I don't fuck Snoop Dogg, bro. I think Snoop Dogg was a fake. He portrayed as a gangster, but he really wasn't. And doing the East Coast and West Coast, he really didn't have Tupac back. He wanted to make peace with Biggie and shit. That shit, man, hell no. That nigga Tupac went to your court date when y'all ever about to get locked up from go to jail for murder, prison for murder and shit. Boy came to your court dates and all, bro. Like show you 100% loyalty. You couldn't do the same, bro. Even Biggie got people to shoot at y'all and shit, and you forgave him and shit. You want to do songs with, you about to get me pissed off.
Possible for Tupac saying those words about Tut,
about this shit.
As well as 50 Cent, because it was the message that you had gave to Tupac, along with some other people. Tupac had mentioned that my cousin had told me, for the people who don't know, that my cousin had told me that King Tut was the one that was responsible for the shooting. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel like, I erroneously.
I ain't heard nobody's artist though. Like, I don't know what he doing with that, bro.
Yes, it weighs on my conscience, but also, as I've said, that was where my mind was at the time, 30-something years ago, and I explained the context of why my mind was where it was at. I explained all that. So, yeah, I did feel immensely responsible for it, but what helped me get over it, and what helped me deal with it better than I normally would have dealt with it, was the graciousness that I got from Tut when I spoke to him. He wasn't carrying any grudges. He didn't have any hard feelings against me. He was completely forgiving because he too understood the context of how I received that information. He admitted to me that I understand why you thought that, because I was that guy. I wore for in the first interview that we did, I described the person who shot Pac as a person who was wearing fatigues at the time, as he waited outside for Pac to come into the studio, right? And he had his head down, he had a cap over his eyes. And Tut admitted to me during our conversation that, of course, he used to, and I knew this because I used to see, Tut was known for wearing fatigues. So that was one reason why when...
Hold on, you said what? What the fuck? I ain't never heard that before. Laugh like King Tut. What did I miss back then? Dude telling stories. This the first time I heard. I don't even know who King Tut is. The word. This my first time hearing about this shit. I know the other dudes, like the documentary I've been seeing, the other dude, they never said King Tut. Unless I missed it though.
The guy told me in jail who shot Tut. That was one reason why I thought it was him immediately. I believed it. Another reason why was because, as we all know, Tut's reputation was that of a stick-up kid, and he was from Brooklyn. And at the time, Pac was having issues with niggas from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? We know who they are, and that was another reason why I would. And then on top of that, the person who told me this information in jail back in 1993 is a person that Tut and I both know. When I spoke to Tut, I told him who the person was. He was like, yeah, I know him. I remember him, blah, blah, blah. And he said, man, I forgive him too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, dude,
Hell
it
no,
was
I ain't
like
forgiving nobody.
the
Hell no.
man obviously.
I don't know about y'all. You ain't gonna blame no damn murder on me and shit. Talking about murder somebody and shit. I'm gonna forget you. Hell nah, twin. Hell nah.
Understood
Fuck that.
just as well as I did that it was an erroneous accusation that didn't stem from malice or jealousy or anger. It just stemmed from misinformation, you know, by two people who he both knew. You know, he didn't know me as well as he knew the person that told me, but he knew who I was, as he remembered who I was when we spoke, and he knew the guy who told me. But like I said, he forgave us both. You know, it was unfortunate. It was an unfortunate thing to happen. But as I said, the context at the time dictated it in a way. Put it this way. The context,
somebody you don't believe him?
the circumstance.
Jack, do y'all believe what he's saying? Do y'all believe him? Put it in chat. I don't know. This is my first time interview. I don't know, bro. Like, it's like he trying to save face. Like, I'll explain this shit. Like, he trying to save face. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell if he telling the truth or not, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The timing was more of the reason why I believe Tut did it than me actually believing that he did it. You get what I just said?
Yeah,
it was all those things combined that was more of a reason why I would have thought Tut did it than me actually thinking he did it. Because remember during our interview, I told you that, you know, if it was Tut, because I had...
If he ain't do, who did it then? He still with the boy. He still guilty, motherfucker. I'm not forgiving you for that shit, bro. Like, where? They about to pick me off. Tupac, hey, you recipe, bro. Your family. Well, your sister, the cousin, she straight up, but these motherfuckers, I don't know about them. Like, where? I don't forget like that. That's just me. This ain't your first time. Mine too. Like, I'm not forgetting. If you had something to do with, like, you was with them, I'm not forgiving your ass, bro. I don't give a damn if you didn't shoot, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying?
This so-called, because I knew him or knew of him and been in his presence several times, he probably wouldn't have shot me if I was with Pac that night.
That's a sad story.
And I said that because there was a level, even then, during that first interview, there was a level of respect for Tut that I had going back all the way to 1983 when we first met. We first met in 1983 on Rikers Island. And there was a level of respect that I had from him ever since then. So I kind of didn't want to believe that he shot my cousin. And now that I know he didn't shot my cousin, to be honest with you, I feel much better. And then on top of that, the man that he's become, you know, this guy, man, that wants to be of service to other people. You know,
you get to the juice shit. You got there, you saving face and shit. You get to the juice shit, Chad.
Happened, right? We've been hearing about Keefe D's involvement, about Orlando Anderson, also, and the other two men that was in the car. But also, remember, the people who was behind Pac at the time when he was ambushed in Las Vegas, the people that was in the car behind him are my relatives. They are my loved ones. And right after it happened, they gave me their own
That's one thing I gotta do. I gotta do this on
what took place. Who shot him?
I gotta go.
They didn't see who shot him, who shot Tupac, but they saw the arm that pulled the trigger to shoot Tupac. Immediately, they raised doubt that it was Orlando who actually was the triggerman, because they were telling me that the arm that came out of the car, of the window, didn't match the arm that would have been on Orlando because it was a swole arm. It was a you know,
I've been
it was
hearing, I've been hearing that
big,
different
thick
interviews now from
arm
different people.
that would
So-
not have matched Orlando's body. It was obvious to them.
KBD said it was
so
Orlando.
that was number one. Number two, right after Tupac when he died in the hospital, because you remember he died 7 days after he got shot. So when he died in the hospital,
Damn, that's kind of crazy. Machiavelli 7-day theory. He died 7 days. God damn, they let that shit in your head real quick. Then he already had the album before he even died though. Like, did he know he was gonna die in 7 days? What? Damn, y'all about to make me get deep. Shit.
the word was more clearer about who was in the car that was that shot Tupac, right? Now fast forward about 5 or 6, no, maybe about 10 years later, 2007. By 2007, I started becoming aware of this detective named Greg Kading. And Detective Greg Kading
Nah, hell no.
investigated Tupac's murder, and he alleged that Keefe D was in fact in the car with the rest of them, and that he confessed to it in a proffer agreement, right? So that he structured with Keefe D to leverage, so that Keefe D can leverage against charges, criminal charges that would have put him away for life, right? So from 2007 to just recently, last year, why would I not believe that Keefe D had a role in Tupac's murder?
Hold on.
With
You
all
ain't
this
gonna say that.
information.
Hold on, you said there are 70 everywhere you go back. Watch everybody outside the hospital in the time he put them together. It's crazy with the number 7 and 13. Hold on, twin. Go. Hold on. What you mean? I thought everybody was out there to protect Tupac. That was the outlaws were doing outside. That's what I seen. Protect Tupac because they talking about they put Tupac on the first floor. You know what I'm saying? And they was afraid like they were gonna come back to the hospital. Like KVD they were gonna come back to the hospital and try to finish.
And being revealed throughout the years, why would I suddenly believe that he didn't have anything to do with the murder? And I wish he didn't have anything to do with the murder.
He's dirty as Diddy.
I wish he didn't. But he, out of his own admission, stated that he did on numerous occasions. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm having a hard time believing now his reversal, I think most people who know about the charges and know about what happened with Keefe and Tupac and everybody else that was involved are going to have a hard time believing his reversals as well.
Tupac and Haitian Jack's cases was separated in the Ayanna Jackson situation. You previously said that you later saw legal paperwork confirming Haitian Jack was an informant. Can you clarify that?
Yeah.
So you would, 12.
So right after Tupac died,
boy, appreciate.
We got.
I don't know how to say your name. Boy, Shy.
A
appreciate you joining channel, brother.
Certified letter from Haitian Jack's attorneys. Right. We had a lawyer at our house when we received that letter, and we immediately gave it to the lawyer to peruse over it. In that letter, it was a court document. I think it was a lawsuit. It was a lawsuit that Jack had initiated against Afeni. Don't ask me why, and I don't remember why, but it was a lawsuit that Jack initiated. And
well, let's be clear. The lawsuit was involving defamation. He was suing Afeni and the estate for defamation.
Go. That's true. Right.
In regards to what Tupac had said.
And me against the world. No, all eyes on me.
How the fuck you gonna sue somebody? Tupac should really sue your ass for them goddamn guns. You know what I'm saying? You and Big Head. You know what I'm saying? You know damn defamation, bitch. Now you mad. He must need some money. That's what it was. QVD was the same thing did and sold the book, wrote a book, did a social media to get paid. They was not those. He said he was nowhere in the car. I don't know. I've been seeing like documents saying he was in the car, twin. But I'm thinking like his shoulder was messed up because Tupac and them did a number on him. They said his shoulder was dislocated, and KVD said Orlando reached over the big guy that was in the car and shot. I don't see that. You got the, but they ain't say what side, like which arm though. I can't never find which arm was like dislocated. I think it was the right. Was it the right arm? I think it was the right, if I remember. He said shoulder leather. He lying. Where's the paperwork? Seriously. Yeah, where's the paperwork, twin?
No.
No.
Can you show that though?
Machiavelli album.
Right. When he labeled him a snitch. Right. It was a defamation lawsuit for Pac labeling him a snitch in All Eyes on Me. And the judge dismissed the lawsuit, right? Because the judge found that there was no grounds for Tut to claim defamation.
Like, honestly.
So he dismissed the lawsuit.
If he is, I hope he is.
Haitian Jack, right? Not Tut, Haitian Jack. To answer your question, I thought Jack was a snitch because Pac said he was a snitch. You know what I'm saying? Now, I didn't tell Pac that Jack was a snitch. Like I told Pac that that Tut shot him. I didn't do that. But Pac said that he was a snitch. And no one is closer to that situation between him and Jack than Tupac himself.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I was just repeating what Pac said.
Right. But the paperwork.
We all gonna look at Haitian Jack. He did. I hope if he got me, I hope he don't got no music in the background. Like if he got music, I can't listen to his interview. He do got an interview on YouTube where he did describe what happened. If he don't got no ain't got no music, he did straight talking. I'm gonna goddamn, we gonna tune in this shit tonight too. Should pay the 13 million. I mean, dang, I said 13. 3 million in the body weight and weight was wrong. Social security number is wrong. Tupac. Social security is active. I've been on it since it happened. Damn. He's social security active. So when you hold on, I ain't know that. So when you like say when you die and shit, your social security go off or some shit like that. I don't know. You put me on something new to me. I ain't know that. Damn, you gonna make me look that up to me. I ain't gonna lie.
But you had said you saw it. That came from a lawyer. You said that came from.
Appreciate you, King.
It came from a law.
Jack's lawyer?
Yeah, it came from a law office.
It came from a law office.
Yeah, since he was informed.
And
too.
the information revealed what?
The information revealed, like I said, I didn't know why the lawsuit, what the lawsuit was about until you just reminded me that it was a defamation. So I'm assuming that that's what the information in the paperwork was. As I said before, a few minutes ago, I don't remember, and I don't want to.
Like if you lying, like that's your family member, and you lying for a bag, it's crazy to me, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It don't hit me like it's not hit me in my soul like where he telling the truth and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about y'all.
I don't want to err in thinking or saying the wrong thing about that paperwork. But if it was the paperwork that was from the defamation lawsuit, then I can surely say that, number one, that case had been thrown out, and number two, that Jack being the snitch is not my words, it's Tupac's words. You know what I'm saying? And I believe Tupac.
I believe Tupac.
You know, if you ask me who I believe, I'm going to tell you I believe Tupac. Because he was the closest one to that situation between him and Jack.
Did Tupac ever personally reiterate anything to you in regards to Haitian Jack?
The only thing that I don't remember him ever implying that Jack was a snitch, but I do remember him implying that there was some foul play because remember, Jack and Pac's cases were separated.
What's up, brother?
At trial.
How you doing, twin?
It was actually separated at arraignment. So I do remember that, Pac kind of speculated that there was some foul play in that move. But on the other hand, legally,
I appreciate that, brother.
Those type of case separations happen all the time, and they're very common. So, there was no reason for me to suspect anything other than that Pac thought it was foul play. There was no reason for me to think that Jack was a snitch because of that. Put it that way.
It was the hotel video from the bar.
Despite your recent revelation regarding King Tut,
what video from the hotel?
Do you still believe that Haitian Jack was involved in Tupac's shooting?
Oh, you talking about from the
giving the disparaging statements Tupac allegedly made about him? Do you think the real motive behind Tupac's assassination involved hit him up and some of the things that he said and the impact that the song had at that time?
I think all that what you just said.
They did be real, Chad. They hit him up. Got to be the best diss song ever, cause he had the whole fucking world, goddamn. He had all them motherfuckers mad at him because saying that shit. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube, no Vaseline, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You did your thing on that, but you ain't do it like hit him up. Cause hit him up had the whole West Coast motherfucker and East Coast. All them motherfuckers mad. Really East Coast motherfucker mad, bro. Yeah, them motherfuckers turmoil mad, bro. But he had West Coast too, cause them KBD and them were mad about, cause he mentioned the blood territory or some shit like that. He had them 5 mad on California Love.
Directly and indirectly plays a part in what happened with Tupac, because everything that we're talking about, there's context behind it. There's stuff behind it that we're not really disclosing because these are direct questions, right? But there's context behind everything that we're discussing. The context behind the question that you just asked involves, Tupac being ambushed in New York. The fear and paranoia that came with that. The Tupac suspected Haitian Jack having to do with it, having something to do with the ambush, right? And then him,
I don't know much about the law, but if you get a separate case from, you know what I'm saying, that don't mean you got there. They got, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, told them folks some shit. I don't know much about the law, but if you y'all supposed to be in the same case and you get a separate case from Tupac shit, don't ever reply you telling them folks something. Let me know, y'all.
Implying that he's a snitch on one of his greatest records, right? The beef between the East Coast, West Coast confusion that was brewing in the media added to that, added gasoline to that flame that was already engulfing, right? Also, the competitive relationship between Suge and Puff, right? The competitive relationship between Suge and Puff.
Hold on, I gotta fix the chat real quick. Oh, I gotta make this much bigger so I can see y'all shit. I gotta do a custom made for all my Thug Life people in the chat. I need to make it much bigger. Should I just put it right here? I might just put it right here. Ooh, they too damn big. You know what I'm saying? Can't even read that shit. Nah, I'll make it big. Well, yeah, well, you get a separate case, bro. I don't know. I feel like you telling them folks something. All right, bet. My bad, y'all.
The idea that Big may have had a role to play in Pac's ambush in New York because Big was in the studio. All this was going on, man, simultaneously when Tupac got shot, and added on to the myth. I mean, not the myth, but the incident that happened in Vegas. You know, it was all part of the speculations, you know, that this is why, the conspiracy theories and all these, this is why Tupac got shot. So we got to make sure that this is, before I answer that question, that I give you the context, right? And brother. So with that being said.
Brian. My bad.
And over the years, after hearing different sides of the story, I no longer believe that Jack was the motivating factor for Tupac getting shot in Vegas. I mean, in New York. I no longer believe he was the overwhelming reason why. I think that there were other elements at play. Haitian Jack element. I mean, the Jimmy Henchman element. You know, all those things are also in play. So I no longer believe, as I once did, that Haitian Jack was the person who shot Tupac. I think it's more complex than that. It's more complicated than that, you know? And that's only, by the way, I'm sorry, that's only the only reason why I feel that way now is because so much information has unfolded, you know, over the years, thanks to podcasts like yours and others. And, you know, thanks to information being more freely shared now. And me having access to this information, you know, some of these things I have to question. Some of the stuff that I believed then, I have to question as more information is coming out, you know?
I can't agree with you.
Did you ever hear the rumor that I believe Jimmy Henchman wanted to manage?
Hold on, Tween.
And Tupac was opposed to that.
Hold on, check. Come on. Which one the best diss song? Hit 'em up or No Vaseline? I need that in the chat right now. I'm going to hit him. Y'all know I'm going to hit him up regardless, but I think that was the best one. That shit had motherfuckers mad to this damn day. You know what I'm saying?
And Tupac had said a few things, and that was one of the reasons behind wanting to teach Tupac a lesson. You know, Pac could be a little bit, you know, hot-headed.
I feel you come from
about what he felt about. You know what I mean?
Right.
Did you ever hear that?
Yeah, as I shared before on your platform, at the time when all this was transpiring with Tupac being shot in New York, no, I didn't hear anything about Jimmy Henchman. I didn't know who he was. Never heard his name before. But since that, in the last 10 years, particularly after he got arrested, and me hearing this of what you just mentioned about him wanting to manage Tupac, I believe it could have been possible that was the reason. There was several other documentaries that insinuated what you just mentioned about Jimmy Henchman wanting to manage Tupac. You know, so now, today, it seems more clearer to me that is a possibility. And that because, and mind you, Tupac was arrogant. You know what I'm saying? And you wasn't going to bully Tupac, right? You wasn't going to extort him. You wasn't going to make him do something that he didn't want to do. He stood on principles. You know what I'm saying? He stood on strength. You know, and even if there was fear in Tupac, you wasn't going to know about it. You understand? He was able to live through the fear and still be a man no matter where he was at or who he was dealing with. You dig? So
that boy said in the song, fear no man but God. That's all that motherfucker fear, bro. That nigga ain't had no fear, bro. Fear no man but God, bro. As I walk through the valley, y'all know the real.
Tupac was not going to allow anybody to force him into doing anything he didn't want to do. That includes Suge. When Suge came to Tupac while he was in prison, you know, it was a situation where Tupac was going to benefit from it. It wasn't a situation where Tupac felt like he was forced to do it. because of
Fast, bro.
Suge and who he was. No, he felt like he needed to do it so that he can get on with his career. He can get out of jail, get on with his career, take care of his business. You know what I'm saying? So no, it would have made sense that
that's why I stopped
would've
liking Biggie,
felt
bro.
like-
when I heard
because
Biggie
he
had
wasn't
something
going
to
to
do with it,
convince
like,
Tupac
that was his guns, and he ain't got
to
them
come on his
forward,
side,
like,
and because
come
of
on now.
Tupac's arrogance, that he needed to discipline him. I really believe that's a possibility today.
After being released from prison in 1995, Tupac came home for Thanksgiving, and you all played the annual touch football game. During that time, he made some eye-opening
I thought he went straight to Suge, you know, when he got out.
revelations about his death row situation. Can you share more about that?
Facts, brother.
I shared before. The only thing that I can say that I remember was that Tupac's position was that he gave Suge his word that he was going to do so and so amount of records, and that he was going to ride with Death Row, and that he was going to keep his word. That was Tupac's attitude at the time. Like, I'm going to, you know, I know that I'm doing this under a cloud of, under this black cloud of, this reputation that Death Row had, and what people were hearing about Suge that wasn't all positive. He knew he did this deal with Death Row under that cloud.
Yeah,
that
bro.
Those suspicions.
That's what I'm saying.
Even under that, he wanted to maintain his integrity. I'm going to do what I agreed that I was going to do.
Be a setup, bro.
And I'm not going to do anything against that. I'm going to keep my word, and I'm going to give him what I signed that I agreed to give him. That was his attitude and his position. At the time, most of us could not understand what Tupac was saying because the integrity of him went over our head. We was more concerned about his safety. We was more concerned about what the optics were instead of respecting his decision to keep his word. So even though that didn't create a conflict in our household, it was difficult for most of us to relate to what Tupac was saying. But he was right. He was being.
No, this can't be. I thought it was the same. I thought he was the same. Like the one that Tupac wasn't supposed to go to L.A. Las Vegas. He was supposed to go to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Because one of his family members was on. You know what I'm saying? This stuff. I don't think that's him. I think it's another family member. Maybe I'm wrong.
Honorable. He was keeping his word. You and I can both agree that that's the honorable thing to do in your relationships with people. You keep your word. So.
To him, that's why he.
I was recently asked
everything but the Rolex.
Do you?
Yeah, fast, bro.
And I want to ask you this: do you believe that Tupac was most honorable for not even mentioning that he wasn't really signed to Death Row, as Suge Knight had just come on this very platform and just admitted just recently that Tupac was actually still signed to Interscope? But basically,
I don't know, twin. I don't know what this shit is. It's 10 months ago. Suge Knight came on us. We gotta see Suge interview too. We gotta see what the fuck he got to say. He lying ass. We damn sure ain't gonna believe nothing he said.
Was masquerading under Death Row. Do you think it was honorable for Tupac not to mention that, even though he knew, and he just rode with basically what he was supposed to ride with at that particular time, and getting out of prison?
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that, man.
You said this dude talking crazy, he know the truth?
First of all, what you just said is new to me about Suge being on your platform recently.
Say his brother.
When I go home, I'm gonna look for it and listen to the interview.
How many brothers he had? Yeah.
Second of all,
Oh yeah. Cause Tupac did say the song. I blame my mother.
I don't think
for turning my brother into a
Honor
crack
has
baby.
anything to
y'all
do
right.
with
You right,
Tupac
brother.
not
You right.
mentioning that he's not signed to Death Row. I think that was just a strategic, perhaps a strategic move on his part, for whatever reason that he was thinking. So, no, I don't think His Honor had anything to do with that. But I do think that it was honorable for him
brother?
to want to,
I'm this shit. I gotta see who Tupac brother is. Now I gotta investigate the brothers and shit. We got an interview for the one of his cousins, female. He did drop some new shit on her. I gotta look at that too. I'm going to goddamn Google. So I don't know what Tupac cousin brother look like. I know his sister look like. So it's Tupac brother. Okay. Oh, he do got an interview. I seen him. He do got an interview. So this is Tupac brother. Is it real brother or half brother? That's what I want to know. Okay, we know who Tupac brother is now. Okay.
Oh, do what he agreed to do with Suge. Keep his word to Suge. You can only respect that when a man wants to keep his word, regardless of what obstacles he may be facing or what problems that may.
Me personally, you know what I'm saying? I love like you gotta be a real person for me. Like the shit Ice Cube did, you know what I'm saying, the block Dear Mama. Like Dear Mama supposed to have like the artist Yo-Yo on it. The original version of Dear Mama supposed to have Yo-Yo, but Tupac was just Ice Cube was jealous of Tupac. That's why I just can't rock with that nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Make the average person go back on their word, Hey, let me ask you a question, Delray. Let me ask you, when was that interview shot?
Did it hit on Tupac?
Is it recent?
Yeah.
With Suge.
What was that?
With Suge that you just mentioned.
Yeah, Art actually did it.
Art, okay. Is it a recent interview? Or is old?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was recent.
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Like one of the most recent interviews that were done on Suge Knight.
Good. I gotta educate myself on that because I didn't know that Pac was not legally signed to Death Row.
What?
Right? That's what you said.
Oh, you did?
He wasn't legally signed. There was because I did see a contract that I thought he signed while he was in jail when David Kenner and Suge went to visit him. I did see his signature on a contract, and I did read the contract too. It was a one-page contract, by the way.
So hold on. So it's a real contract. I heard it was on some toilet paper type shit. Like he signed on the toilet paper or some shit. That's what I heard. So it was a contract, okay. But y'all talking about he wasn't legally signed to him, like.
Now I gotta see
who was supposed to was called
what Suge is talking about.
Yeah, you gotta see the interview. From that perspective, Suge finally admitted it. That he wasn't technically signed to Death Row. He was signed to Interscope still. And I just thought that was something revealing because we did the interview on here, and I actually brought up the paperwork, the real paperwork.
Wow.
Paperwork that basically said that, and it explained everything, and I understood why I explained that. Mm-hmm. So from that perspective, I felt like it was real honest of Suge to come out and just actually say that, because it was business. It wasn't nothing personal. So. If I could say one thing, I think Tupac respected the business that he had committed to.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, man. That's what it was all about. Now, there's honor with that, with him respecting the contract, right? There's honor with that. But with him not mentioning it, I don't know why he wouldn't mention it. So I don't know if there was honorable intentions. It could have been strategic. It could have been to avoid any questions from people that he didn't want to share his business with.
You said,
what I'm saying? It could have been a host of reasons why he wouldn't reveal that type of information. But like you, it's dope that Suge revealed it. He was honest about it, and I think that's pretty cool and honorable of him. you know?
Exactly.
Like,
Tupac was known to be a gun enthusiast and often trusted you to hold on to his weapons. Can you recall a situation where things didn't go as planned?
I like the way you framed that question. Yeah, I can recall situations. There was the situation in Milwaukee where things didn't go as planned. You know, while I was with Tupac strapped, holding his guns, I never had to use or pull out my gun. I never had to go in my pocket or my pants and pull out a gun, except for that one time in Milwaukee. Other times, while Tupac and I were together, if situations was getting intense, it would usually end up with us fighting with our hands or just Tupac walking away from it or somehow the situation getting squashed. But I never had to pull out my pistol until in Milwaukee
his money,
when we did the show. And Tupac was angry with the gangsters in Milwaukee for what was alleged that the murder of some Yummy Sandiford.
Muscle Gang?
And by the way,
damn, I want to listen to that shit.
After our first interview last year, when I discussed that, I saw a lot of feedback in your comments about how I had the details of that event completely wrong. So I'm here to say, you know, if I was wrong in any of my details, please understand that that happened 30 years ago, and a lot of the details that I got wrong wasn't on purpose. It wasn't like I was fabricating. It was just that I don't fucking remember. And whatever I do remember, whatever I did remember back then, I forget shit every year. So whatever happened in the past, if I'm not clear on details, just know that it's not because I'm fabricating information or I'm trying to create some fucking story. I'm telling the story based on my memory. You know?
Yeah, I'm making sure on this shit.
A lot of the stuff that I don't remember anymore, you know, it is what it is.
Word is bond.
So in that situation, what was the situation involving as best you remember?
So you got Biggie on speed out
when you had to draw down.
Okay, so that situation I do remember.
So you ain't got no reason to care.
That situation was because Tupac confronted the gangsters in the arena while he was performing. You know, he would, you know, Stretch would drop a song, drop a beat, and Pac would rap over it.
Y'all saying Brett capping? I said Brett capping. Y'all think he capping? He just want the money. 5,000 for the interview? God damn. It just like, for me, you know what I'm saying? We'll come back to this motherfucker. I ain't gonna cap. I forgot the one. What's the fuck her name is? We'll come back to her. There she go. This the other cousin. I'm gonna go back to the first one. I think this is the first one. Oh yeah, this is the one we did. We'll go to this one. Okay, he just dropped some more videos. Why he ain't dropped the whole thing? He just dropped like bits of that shit. Let me see if they got a. It is a bit. You know, he got a. I'm gonna see if he got. No, he ain't got a podcast. All right, we'll go to the first. We'll do that one then, and boom, 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 like that. Just another Tupac cousin.
How did Tupac talk about Suge Knight in private?
Now y'all can't say she look like Tupac mama, like for real. Tupac mama, they look just like. Y'all pull Tupac mama up and pull her up, they look just like.
In public.
I never really particularly heard Tupac talk about Suge Knight in private or public. I know when Suge Knight used to come to the house in Calabasas, I've never sat in the room while Suge and Pac and everybody else was in the room conversating. I would
See, that's his
most of the
opinion.
time excuse myself. So I never sat and engaged in any conversations with Suge. In fact, I could have been overlooked, you know, because I was in the background. And when Suge came through the door, I would go upstairs, you know. So Suge probably overlooked me. He probably didn't really see me like that in the house, my presence.
Did you ever believe, like so many people do, and it's still rumors running on the internet today, that Suge Knight may have had something to do with Tupac's death?
Yeah, I did believe it. I did. But I had my own, I had my own reason of believing it, and it was only
Appreciate the
if you
hearts.
could allow me to elaborate, and that is the day of leaving to go to Vegas. Suge had came to pick Pac up because it was me, it was Kadada and I, Yaki, Edie, and Castro. Pac's first initiative was to come to Atlanta because he had gotten a phone call
Tupac cousin.
from either my aunt or my
forgot their
mom
name, huh?
stating
Yeah,
that
it's Tupac cousin.
one of my brothers had
other
stolen
cousin,
one
not
of
the
Pac's
one we was just
guns
looking at.
out the house. So at this time, it was a lot of my brothers, cousins, family members that was still,
what's her
engaging in
name?
the same bull crap.
Hold on, I think she said her name. Damn, hold on. Let me go back. It's a Dottie, some shit. Let me go back.
How did Tupac talk about Suge Knight?
How you say it? Jamala? My name Jamala. I hope I said it right, Chad. I'm country here, like I took it pronounced Jamala, some shit like that.
In the house, my presence.
Did you ever
Jamala.
believe, like
I think
so
Jamala or
many
some
people
shit
do,
like that,
and
yeah.
it's still rumors running on the internet today, that Suge
Nemo.
Knight
What's up,
may have
brother?
had something to do with Tupac's death?
Yeah, I did believe it. I did. But I had my own, I had my own reason of believing it, and it was only if you could allow me to elaborate, and that is the day of leaving to go to Vegas. Suge had came to pick Pac up because it was me, it was Kadada and I,
Marvin.
Yaki, Edie,
That's her name?
and Castro. Pac's first
King?
initiative was to come to Atlanta because he had gotten a phone call from either my aunt or my mom stating that one of my brothers had stolen one of Pac's guns out the house. So at this time, it was a lot of my brothers, cousins, family members that was still, engaging in the same bull crap that's been taking place for years, repeating the same patterns. So it was a lot of us still going back and forth to jail, drug abusing, and coming in and out of rehabs. So that pattern was continuing at that moment. And my brother, who is sober and a recovering addict right now, but at that time, he was getting high, and he may have sold the gun out the house. But when Pac heard it, he was pissed off. He was tired of the fact that why we can't get our shit together, why we still going through this type of shit. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
he
you
wanted
should
to
still sign
come
the Interscope.
to Atlanta to deal with that family situation. But Suge insisted that he deal with that family situation later, and let's
Why is my
continue
shit
to
not
go
updating,
to
bro?
Vegas.
At that particular time, when Suge, when you understand that Suge convinced him to do otherwise other than going to Atlanta to handle the situation about the gun, did you think that it was anything nefarious on Suge's part? Like, no, come on, because there was some underlying thing going on.
Kadada, her observation was more enlightening, because like I said, may I have mentioned before, I'm a little naive. I'm from New York. I don't really know the Cali, lifestyle or lingo or so forth, right? So
Hold
again,
on.
Suge is assisting that Pac come to Vegas, right? He also was assisting that Pac did not need his bulletproof vest, because Pac always traveled with his bulletproof vest. So Sugar's
Ooh.
like, nah, Pac, you don't need the
That's my
bulletproof
favorite
vest.
song right
You
there.
don't need none of that. I
Know about
got you.
that,
I
twin.
got you. So meanwhile,
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Suge is outside in his car with his, at the time, 4-year-old daughter. Kadada and I is sitting on the stoop, or I should say in front of the house, waiting
I gotta look at
on
my phone real
Pac
quick.
and the
Shit not updating.
Outlaws to get themselves together. I wasn't supposed to go. Pac didn't want me to go to Vegas, but Kadada did not want to be the only girl on the trip. So she convinced Pac to please allow me to go. At that time, my daughter Imani, who was 4 years old at that time, didn't want any of us to go. So Pac is like, yo, everybody empty out your pockets, yo. Give Monty all your money. Monty, what you want us to bring you back? You want a fat burger? Monty wanted a fat burger, right? So we was able to get Imani's approval. Everybody gave Monty their money, flipped their pockets inside out to give Monty the money, while Kadada and I is sitting in front of the house. Kadada is noticing body language, Suge's body language, right? Because Sugar's in his car, he's laying back, he's on the phone, and Kadada is noticing, she's saying certain things like, look at him.
So-
He could be plotting to do something right now.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Little kid just need to know that shit. Like, she can sense that shit. Do y'all think Suge had something to do with Tupac death? Let me know in the chat right now. Y'all think Tupac had something? What's up, brother? How you doing tonight? I'm doing all right. How you doing, brother? I appreciate you taking time out to come in the chat. I'm in the stream. He said, I know it's going to sound crazy, but I wouldn't trust Suge Knight as far as I throw him. And there would. Yeah, he had crooked cops on his team, bro, and then him and Keefy G were childhood friends, bro, on the same football team and all, bro. Then Suge saw him when he pulled up. When Keefy D and them pulled up, he saw it, and he didn't want to tell the police and shit who was the shooter. Cause that shit could have been goddamn. You know what I'm saying? They could have been got Keefy D back then, bro. It's just that Suge had Suge wanted to get out of jail and shit, so he had to make Orlando. They paid Keefy D some money, so Orlando to testify, so Suge tried to get off, which was dumb because he still got found guilty. He's still locked up. Dumbass.
Even though, she's saying all these little things that I'm not really paying no mind, because I'm happy I'm going to Vegas. I've never been there before, and we were supposed to go during our birthday month. It's the Mike Tyson fight. So what Kadada is observing, I'm not seeing what she's observing. In retrospect, it all makes sense later.
So that was one of the things that I think that was important that you just brung up. So Tupac, because a lot of people say, well, Tupac had his bulletproof vest in Vegas, and like I said, once again, Jamala, you were there, and this is the reason why we brought you on Out of Dialogue, so you could clear a lot of stuff up, because a lot of people have been running with rumors and these stories and things like that. So from your understanding and your knowledge firsthand, Tupac didn't have his bulletproof vest in Vegas.
No, he did not.
No, I'm not just all
Nope.
Southside word. That's why, because of caught up.
There were also people running around basically saying Tupac, he had a gun and it was this, that, and the other. To your knowledge,
appreciate you joining Charles.
He had no gun.
No, the guns. To my knowledge, his bodyguard Frank Alexander at that time, God bless his soul, was told he couldn't have. Frank Alexander was told he couldn't carry his pistol while in Vegas.
Wow.
So it was like once we got there, it was like, oh, so now Frank Alexander is not able to walk around strapped. I don't know for what reason why, but Frank Alexander was not.
I think Should knew they was gonna like Kiwi did was gonna buy tickets and come up there, bro. I think this shit was set the fuck up though. Like he knew in advance, like them boys, he knew them boys gonna come up there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know about y'all.
To walk around strapped. If you allow me to say one more thing too, is on our way to Vegas, right? Once we left the house,
I remember like it was yesterday. Talked to him.
It's like a caravan of cars. We like 40 deep. So you got Sugar and his daughter, me, Kadada,
I believe you, brother.
Pac and Edie is in one car. Kay and Yaki is in the cars behind us with the Death Row entourage and everybody else. So we like 40 cars deep. We could have, I think, my memory, we made 2 stops. One stop was at 7-Eleven.
Do y'all think Snoop Dogg knew too? That's why you didn't see him in LA?
Sunkist soda,
Las Vegas.
Some chips
like
and sunflower seeds because he loves sunflower seeds. So that was one stop. And then the second stop was a desert stop. It looked like some mafia, some Godfather shit. Because we made a road stop. We pulled over on the desert and met up with David Kenner, who was the attorney for Death Row. Now that scenario looked kind of like, to me, you know. I'm trying to put pieces together, but I'm still naive.
So let me ask you this.
You had to take the file for it?
Because I've never heard that before. David Kenner was in Vegas?
I don't know.
Or this was
you get paid.
This was a pit stop. This was a pit stop on the way to Vegas.
It was a pit stop on a desert pit stop on the way to Vegas. Like you ever seen The Godfather and they made a trip, they made a desert stop on the Vegas just to share a secret code? It was something like that.
That's interesting. See, once again, Jamala, once again, I've never heard that. I've never heard that before. And so that's why I asked you, you know, because I don't know whether he was or wasn't in Vegas, but this was on the way to Vegas.
On the way to Vegas.
You said it's a tough one because he was shot in the head? I mean, shit. Yeah, it is kind of tough, but like, maybe he wasn't meant to get shot at the period, though. It just happened like that. Or just like, man, just shoot me somewhere, don't shoot me. Maybe they got them boom boom when they seen Suge. I mean, they shot up Pop for boom boom. Then when they seen Suge, you know, they stopped, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not explaining this shit. It said Tupac rips up my seizure tape off Diddy's group. Every time he saw it, it would stomp on it.
You moved into Tupac's Calabasas home in June of 1996. What was your role in the day-to-day movement of Tupac, and how did you help and contribute to his life at that time?
Drop me a like and subscribe to the channel.
My day-to-day role was really simple and easy. Like I said, for the most part, you know, Tupac stayed in the studio. He worked all day in the studio, and he would get up early each morning, about 8 o'clock in the morning, and be at the studio. So once Pac is up, it'll take the Outlaws a minute to get up. Because you got to understand, you know, at that time, we're all young. So, you know, niggas drinking the night before. So the next day, most of us are lazy and don't want to get up, right? So, Pac's whole thing was these brothers, these...
Damn, I'm trying to get a clear picture of it.
Ready.
That's a clue. Let's pull up Tupac Mama. Y'all, don't she look like his mother? Yeah, he look alike. For sure. Especially with the glasses. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Better picture. Okay, they two bosses. I ain't never seen his sister before. Okay. She definitely look like that motherfucking this. Yeah. Yeah, they look alike.
Be up 5 minutes after me. So I would make sure that these niggas would get up. Like, yo, Castro, come on, get
You
up.
said like 10 minutes ago?
Yaki, come on, y'all got to get up. Pac left already. He left. So now y'all got to get up and be at the studio. So I would make sure that they would get up, go to the studio. Again,
Facts.
I'm frying chicken because Pac will call and make sure that somebody will come to
Carmen.
the house while Pac
Carmen,
is
I
at
was about
the
to say your name right. I hope I
studio
ain't butchered.
to pick up the chicken that I fried and take it back to the studio. It was moments where before going to Vegas, Pac had bought a bunch of CDs. And you know back in the day how they had the CD cover, how you could take your CD out, the CD case, and put it like in an album book cover type thing.
Oh,
So
yeah, I
he
know
would
what you're talking
have
about.
me in charge of rearranging and arranging his album CD covers, and he had bought a jukebox. And I was like, Moo, make sure you hook the jukebox up and add the tapes or the CDs that you want up in there. Because, you know, I have a love for music. Pac know that. And we all love, Pac and I both love different types of genres of music. So we would put in, let's say, the Bee Gees and Hall & Oates, mix it with Ashford and Simpson and Gladys Knight. And
Gladys
one
Knight.
of the songs, one of the two songs that Pac played consistently while in Calabasas was Al Green. I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired of coming home. Won't you be good? That one and call me, come back home. Another Al Green classic, right? And Pac would run that consistently all the time. I remember one moment, and I had a cassette, right? And it was Total, one of that was on Bad Boys label. Remember the group, the girl group Total?
Absolutely.
So
Bad Boy had a
Total
group?
had a song that
Had a
I
girl
used to
group?
rock a lot, right? I can't think of it off the top of my
Back
head
then?
right now. But I used to rock that song a lot on the cassette tape in Pac's house. And every time Pac would come home and see that cassette tape in his deck, he would take it out and rip it apart, stomp it out. Like, I don't want this shit in my house. But what I would do is like take the tape and tape it back up. You know how you swell it back up, tape it back up, and all that. And so I did that at least. He broke the tape at least 3 times because I taped it up at least 3 times, played it again, and that was one tape he did not want in his house at all, and that was Total from Bad Boy label.
So basically, he didn't want nothing. He didn't want to hear nothing from Bad Boy at all.
Nah, he didn't like them niggas, Joe. He didn't have no respect for them, you know?
You were actually featured on the Machiavelli album.
What?
How did that come about, and what did it mean to you that you would be on such a historic project, if you will?
What song she
I
featured
think it
on?
happened by accident because because it was one day I wanted to go to the studio, not thinking that when you go to the studio, you're going to be in the studio for over 14 hours, right?
Damn, 14 hours.
And it's cold in the studio, yo. So I was under the impression that we go in the studio, we gonna chop up this song and then be out, not knowing that
See,
when
I'm about to get my
brothers
charger
go
real
in the
quick. Y'all
studio to
continue
work,
watching.
they really in there for over 10 hours. No lie. So that particular day, I'm in the studio. I'm cold. Pac is doing the Machiavelli album. And he's doing the track Blasphemy. And at the end of the song, he's looking around the studio. He's asking anybody in here, do anybody know a Lord's Prayer? Do anybody know any prayer? And I just happen to know the Lord's Prayer. Now, if you listen closely to the song, you'll see that I messed up the Lord's Prayer.
What song she on,
I
Machiavelli?
brought it to Pac's attention at the end of the taping, right?
Oh, I gotta go back.
I brought it to Pac's attention at the end of the taping, right? Or the end. I brought it to Pac's attention at the end of the.
I missed that.
I brought it to Pac's attention at the end of the taping, right? Or the end of the taping in the studio. I brought up the fact that I had messed up the Lord's Prayer. But Pac didn't give a crap. He was like, we're gonna run it anyway. Let it rock, keep it. Let's keep it on there and let it rock.
So what song was it?
Yeah.
So that the audience knows?
It was Blasphemy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Fat check. I can't listen on live, but I'm goddamn see it. Is that a real song? So I got the album downloaded. It's what? Blasphemy? What? I don't see it. It can't be it. Toss the. Listen. It gotta be this one. Oh, I see Blast. Okay. Okay, I see it.
And at the end, I'm saying the Lord's Prayer. Forever, endeavor.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to do that so that, like I said, once again, for the audience and the people who don't know, right, that they could check that out and hear Jamala on Blasphemy, which was a dope song. Which was a dope song.
Yeah,
Blasphemy
for sure.
was killer. Absolutely. You were also present during the To Live and Die in L.A. video shoot. What was that experience like behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes, it was fun because it turned into a food fight at Roscoe.
Have a good night, bro. I appreciate
Fried
your
chicken
information. I'm gonna
joint.
check it out, bro.
But before that,
You said yes, it's a
during
real song. There.
the pre-production of the video, Pac wanted.
I'm gonna give you a shout out, bro, before you leave out. Shout out to King. Bro. Appreciate this for the information you gave me. I will be checking everything you said in the chat. I do go back through my chat and see what everybody said. We'll do my research, my homework. I'll let you know. If you come in the next live, we'll let you know.
There's a scene in the video where Pac is on top of the steps in front of a monumental building, maybe, and he's holding my daughter Imani in his arms, right? Mm-hmm. And then there was a scene where he wanted I think he wanted Snoop kids, because Snoop and my daughter are kind of like around the same age. And he wanted Snoop kids, my daughter, he wanted all the kids and to be a part of this particular scene in the video. And all the other kids fronted on Pac. When the time came to do the shoot, the kids are like, I don't want to do it no more. They want to go back home, or they want to stay in their mommy's arms. And, Monty was the only kid that was like, I'm here to hold my uncle down, and I'm going to stand with my uncle. And she did, and Pac was proud of her. And then after that, the shoot was over. We went to Roscoe's, ate, had a horrible food fight that I did not participate in. Not at all. but they did. You know what I mean?
So which Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle was that? Was that the one on Sunset by the Paramount building?
No, the other one. What's the other location?
And off of Manchester?
So it had to be the one on Sunset. I think.
So on the Sunset.
Yes.
On Sunset. Okay. On Gower Street. On Gower Street?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Sunset Gower. Right. Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. Pac is crazy, yeah.
It's from the Bible? There? Really? Like, what you mean? Like, talking about the prayer she said? Alright, there you go. I'm gonna go back and read it.
You were there when Afeni Shakur found out that the Calabasas house wasn't actually in Tupac's name.
Damn.
Can you take me back to that moment?
I sure can, because once my aunt found out that house was not in Tupac's name, so you got to think, Pac got shot on the 7th. He died 6 days later. That's the 13th, right?
So you said, hold on. So it's 6 days or 7 days. Y'all confusing the fuck out of me. Cause your other cousin said 7 days. If I'm not correct, your other cousin said 7 days. You saying 6.
Let's say a week, 7 to 10 days after that is when my aunt realized that this house did not belong to Pac. So that day, that same day that she realized that the house did not belong to Pac was the day we had to leave.
Damn.
She didn't want to wait 30 days later. She didn't want to wait
What's dope, brother?
a week later. It was not now, but right now. And that's when the work started. We didn't have time to actually grieve for Pac because we had to work. You know what I mean? We had to first move out of this house that does not belong to Pac. And my aunt did not want to, would not allow us to spend another night up in that house because it did not belong to Tupac. So that was the start of the work. That was the start of it.
You actually played a role in a pivotal role in gathering the inventory. Mm-hmm. You were responsible. What was that like?
It was work. So it was inventory, gathering, getting all of Pac's stuff, all of his belongings, and putting it in storage, and then figuring out the next move. You know what was we gonna do afterwards?
I appreciate that.
I think my mom and I was the last one to leave.
Really? They about a kid? I thought you had no kid.
Cause we was the ones that did the inventory. So at this time,
like my dad. I grew up like he was the realest Tupac fan. Nigga dressed like him, had no ring. Well, he still wear bandanas to this day and no ring to this day, bro. Then he had a big ass picture of Tupac, so he had me listen to Tupac when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Now, we wasn't there no longer than less than a month. So Pac passed away on the 13th. By the first week of October, we was out. We had been out.
Damn.
We had left. So we're now back in Atlanta. And now we're getting.
I ain't know all his family members was in Atlanta. This whole time I thought they was like me growing up. I thought they was in like New York. This whole time I didn't know they was in Atlanta. I thought they was in New York. And I'm the only one in the chat. I always wondered what, like, I ain't never heard, like, during the years, I ain't just heard nothing from his family members and shit. I thought he always from, you know what I'm saying, New York. I thought he was still in New York to this day.
Starting to become familiar with the new normal. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And was that process emotional for you?
Of course it was. It was emotional because although we was still grieving. It was we still had a lot. It instantly became work. So we couldn't grieve like, I don't know how normal families would grieve, but we couldn't grieve like the average. Our grieving had to grieve in the process of us working.
Damn.
So if we're crying, we gotta cry and pack at the same time.
That's fucked
You
up.
know what I'm saying? Yeah. If we're crying, we gotta cry and pack at the same time.
Wow. Did Tupac know before he passed that the house wasn't legally in his name? And could that been part of the reason why he was so upset?
I think that phone call that I observed when we was in the kitchen and he had blacked out and was going bananas and was at 100. I think all of that had some relevant to do with the masters. I think it all played a part in that.
So
yes.
Did you ever hear anything about an audit? About Tupac wanting an audit? Like he wanted to know about the money and his money and getting paid and like, cause I said the masters, the house, you know.
You know what I did hear though, and this is after the death of Pop, is that a lot of possessions, a lot of like some of the cars that we thought Pac owned wasn't in Pac's name.
Damn.
They had a lot of shit in their dog's name. You know, it was a lot of you know, Death Row business wasn't quite up to par. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of underhanded stuff involved with Death Row. You know what I mean? That made it where we was able to put 2 and 2 together, you know? And that's what made us realize that, the house didn't belong to Pac, or this is not Pac's, or this, they had this studio thinking that on paper, it looked like it belonged to Pac, but it's really Nate Dogg's or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I can't articulate it the way I seen it myself on paper, but that's what I have observed. Yes.
Would you be talking about the child support situation?
I don't know nothing about the child support situation.
No, there was
a doing the
like me personally, I can't get enough Tupac though. I don't know why. It is like feel like you left it. I don't know. I see how y'all feel back there. I probably cried too, motherfucker. Like shit. Like if I was like, you know what I'm saying, grown at the time, you know what I'm saying, I probably cry if I heard he died on the radio or some shit. Like word. I can't get no Tupac. I'll be trying to find everything about Tupac. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, I be wanting to know this shit, cause like it's so many shit you don't know about Tupac, and I try to put like for my channel, I try to put like the highlight of who he really was. You know what I'm saying. I try to do more of the real side, like the caring side, the Black Panther side, all this side. Then where everybody just portray him as a thug and everything, but you know what I'm saying.
Lawsuit against Suge and David Kenner and Death Row, it came out that there was a check. When they did the audit, there was a check for a couple of $1,000, and it said that it was for Nate Dogg's child support. So that's what I thought you might have been talking about.
There you go. What? You hit it on the bingo. Yep.
Okay. So that was it.
That was it. And all that I said, that confirms because somehow Nate Dogg his name was in the paperwork a lot. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace to Nate Dogg. Like
Definitely.
I said, unbeknownst to Nate Dogg, like I said, we don't know whether Pac confirmed or that to be down, but like I said, rest in peace to Nate.
Yeah.
I forgot how Nate Dogg died. Yeah, I forgot. Was it? I think it was sickness, wasn't it? I don't know. I can't remember.
You're at the house packing. How did that situation?
Me too, bro. This the
from your
only thing,
observation.
like I wish I was older, bro. This the only thing I wish I would experience, like the whole beef, the song, like hit them up, come out on the rail, like it just fresh. You know what I'm saying? Experience everybody talking about the song, the beef and shit back in the day. That's all I can do, bro. Look at interviews and the videos and shit, bro. Like they be able to see him perform live, like shit like that. You know, I would let him been live 2026, bitch. I would went to the concert faithfully. Bandana on and everything, nigga. I probably got them cut my dreads off. Be bald head with a bandana on. Yeah.
Affect Afeni, Tupac's mother, emotionally?
I can't say because
Man, I think so too.
I'm a mother that has never lost a child before. So I can't speak on how it affects any mother that has lost a child. I can't answer that.
I never seen an interview, like, you know what I'm saying?
Was that the first moment that you realized how little control Tupac actually had over his own life? When you realized the house wasn't in his name, some of the cars weren't in his name, and all the other stuff that the masters and things like that, was that the first time you realized how much control Tupac didn't have over his situation?
For multiple
that
strokes,
was the first time I realized that everything that's glitter is not yours, you know? And I realized the role that my aunt now had to play in this. You know what I'm saying? She's the one that lost her son. She's the mother that lost her son, and how she have to regain what's his. So it's more like watching my aunt go through this journey as she tries to regain back her son's possessions or assets.
That's crazy, bro.
Or whatever, you know? And that was hard to watch. Definitely. But then again, under the same breath, it still became work for us to do.
Fast.
It was work. And each day it became stimulating, in fact, you know, because we now learning a lot through the trials and the errors, you know. We learning through faults, through mistakes.
See, I think they still learning about shit because they, you know what I'm saying, the internet like went like, you know what I'm saying, like it is back then, because the internet was like it was back then. This shit would have been solved. This shit been wrapped up. You know what I'm saying? So they still learning about this shit. So y'all know what I'm saying. What? Talking about packed out. Concert being packed out, bro. Shit, you got to get that motherfucker early. I think the first concert, that shit gonna sell out so goddamn fast.
And
like goddamn, them tickets gonna be high as hell.
And we're figuring out how to get from point A to point B through all the trials and errors and mistakes. You know what I'm saying? It became a learning process, you know? It became a straight up learning process because prior to this, none of us was in Pac's business like that. You know what I mean? We're just eating off of the hard work and blood and sweat that this man is pouring out. You know?
Tupac said one time in an interview, he said, I'm hustling and I'm thugging for my whole family. What you just said, that, you know, he was basically taking care of his family. From your observation, is that the truth?
Of course. That was his main purpose and his ultimate goal. One of the things he said to my father, Thomas Cox, may his soul rest in peace. Thomas Cox, my dad, was the motor man. He rode the D train from Brooklyn to the Bronx. He worked double shifts, overtime, you know, and his check took care of all 10 of us. You know what I mean?
They all did.
And once Pac seen he was at a level where he had made it.
Orlando Anderson, he gone. The big heavy dude that was in the back seat on the left side of the car, he gone. The driver, he gone, and QVD like the only one living.
Has said to my father,
That's
the
what they
man
been
that
telling us.
Pac
So we never know.
looked up to, the man that Pac admired, the man that Pac respected as a man. Pac said to that man, your checks is no longer worthy here. I could take it from here, you know? But do you think TC was gonna allow Tupac to pay any of his bills or anything? No. But he appreciate the gesture that Pac was trying to pour out of respect. You know what I mean? Because Pac goal was to take care of his family, and that's what he wanted to do, and which he did.
Love you, Tupac, man. Tupac was mad arguing. I ain't do this one with y'all. Tupac was arguing on the phone over his masters before the Vegas.
After watching the 50 Cent produced Diddy documentary,
I still ain't watched
did it change how you viewed Suge's role at all? And people alleging that he was involved with Tupac's death?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And how was that?
How was that? Okay, because let's go back to Keefy D, right?
Bitch ass.
Let's go back to Keefy D, the brother I never heard of until after Pac died and he started opening up his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And even at that time, never paid it no mind. We still sat still, you know, remained quiet and still.
Took it in no one
and let the rumors talk. Let everybody just run off at their mouth.
Let me answer this question. Oh, you say how you getting talking about the Tyson fight? By Diddy gave all the Southside Crips tickets to the fight. Well, not Diddy, but they QVD had a homeboy or something to get them tickets to it. That's how they got into it.
But then when this documentary came out, by the way, which was really a great job, the documentary itself was a great documentary, I must say. Now I'm looking at it and while watching it, it's a lot of, oh, snap, wow, word, oh, shit, yo, I'm bugging, like, wow, ooh, I'm putting two and two together. I'm putting the bits and pieces together.
I'm gonna do it.
You know?
I gotta do
and it made me think, and then in retrospect, it made me think about the encounterment I had with Suge in the elevator in Vegas after Pac had the fight with Orlando Anderson, right? So I run into Suge. Pac had the fight with Orlando Anderson. He come upstairs to the hotel room. First of all, when we get to Vegas, right, he flipped on me. He like, yo, move. Because I'm thinking when we get to Vegas, we're going to turn up. It's going to be all lit. But once we get there, he turned on me. Like, nah, Moo, I don't want you coming out. You and Kadada stay in the hotel and so forth. So I'm feeling the way. I'm like, oh, shit, ain't this, you know, like, how you going to bring us out here? Now we got to stay in our rooms. So I'm rebellious, right? So I'm being rebellious, right? So Pop comes in the room. He's talking about how he just knocked out some dude. I don't know who the dude is. I didn't know later that this is Orlando Anderson, the head of the Crip and all this crap. You know what I mean? So when Pop come in the room talking about it, I'm like, oh, word, say word, Pop. So he changed. That's when he changed from
I think she different from the other cousin we looked for. She like, I believe her. Like, I don't know, if something to tell me, I just believe her what she was saying. Like, the other cousin, I don't know.
Orange button-up shirt that he had on, and he put on the green, like, basketball jersey type of shirt, right? So at this point, he's looking for the outlaws. He don't know where they at, and he's telling me and Kadada to chill in the room you know, everybody, they outside, they wilding. It's Robert Wayne time. And again, showing his protection for us, he recommend that we stay in the room.
Appreciate you
But
subscribing
I
to the channel.
came
I
out the
appreciate that.
room anyway and ran into Suge. And when I ran into Suge in the elevator, he in there with his girl, right? So I'm like, yo, Suge, I know you heard how Pop knocked out homie. And before I could say homie, Suge gave me the silent, he put the finger on his lips to silent me. So that already gave me like, oh, let me tone it down a notch. After watching the doc and looking back to that moment in the elevator, it makes me think now that that was probably a way of Suge trying to show or give some protection over me. You know what I'm saying? Because he's quietly letting me know that the wolves are outside and I need to tone it down because I could come through the door loud and bold, you know what I mean? So that at that moment, after watching the doc, it made me think differently of Suge's position
Almighty
when I
Pop,
ran
appreciate
into
you
him in
subscribing
the
to the channel,
elevator.
bro. I appreciate that.
And to clarify what you're saying, so you no longer thought that Suge, you know, had anything to do with Tupac's death. It kind of opened up another
I think he did.
narrative,
Yeah.
if you will, by Keefe D basically expressing his involvement in it and all of the other things that he was saying.
Yes, and not only that too, Del because you know you thinking of Suge, I'm thinking of Suge. You know, everybody else got different views and different perspectives, but my first thought was Suge because of the accountment that I had with him in the elevator just showed me some, you know, and then of course it was, you know, you can't
seen some
never
Suge interviews
not
too, Chuck.
think if the government has something to do with this. You know what I'm saying?
They
Did the
did.
government do this? Did they build the feud between East and West? You know what I mean? Did they use that to turn us against one another? You know? So at this point it's like who can we trust? We don't know. So this is when you be still and be quiet and let the chips roll where they roll.
I find that also to be interesting because, like I said, this was something that the world never knew about Jamala. You run into Suge in the elevator after the Orlando Anderson fight. So take me back to Tupac's initial reaction. Y'all in the room, he come in the room, take it from there.
So Pop comes in the room. So of course she's like, yo, I just knocked out homie, and you know, he's all his adrenaline is at 10, right? He's Mike Tyson just knocked out homie. So you know, the energy is big, you know what I'm saying? So again, he come in the room and I'm like, oh snap, word Pop, for real? And he says to me, why you always gotta say word? Like word, nigga, word, yo, word. Right? So he had to make it clear to me that word means word, yo, word. I knocked homie out. You know what I mean? So I thought that was funny about Pac, yo, cause he was like, why you always gotta say word? Word, nigga, word.
I find that funny because it's an East Coast thing, right? It's a New York thing. Like it's like really, you know, but it's just you know, another way of saying really.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I find that interesting. So what is Kadada's like when Kadada she's sitting there, right?
I heard Kadada goddamn was cool out Puffy. She went to Puffy parties and shit. Y'all let me know that true. We heard Kadada. We heard you betrayed Tupac. We heard that. I heard that. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel.
What is her reaction? Is she nonchalant?
I gotta wait to see
Is she
your name.
excited? Is she scared? Is she, you know?
She's a little more nonchalant, you know. She's not as boisterous as I am, and So the Kadada was more, you know,
How you doing, brother?
quiet, laid back, and you know she's his fiance, so she's just being, you know, cordial to his excitement and everything. You know what I mean? And not trying to, you know, she's just trying to be poised and collective for sure.
That's interesting. You
I don't
say
know too
that,
much about
because a lot of
his
people, once
fiancé,
again, see,
though.
look, Jamala, you doing a lot of clearing up. You're doing a lot of clearing up because
Okay.
you just said what a lot of people had doubted. So Kadada Jones, Quincy Jones's daughter, shout out to Kadada if she's listening. She was Tupac's fiance.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Tupac plans was
JT,
to marry
how you
Kadada
doing?
that year. His plans was to buy the house because at that time they was just building up that area, Calabasas, Woodland Hills. They're kind of like right next door to each other. So they was building homes. Pac had the house that they had just built, and they was building homes across the street, next door. And Pac plan was to buy the house across the street for his mother, the house next door for my mother. He wanted me to stay at the house where he's at in 4730 Azuzina Road, Calabasas, California. He wanted me there at that address, right? And you know, he had different projects coming up that he was working on. He wanted to start his own record company, record label. You
Well, if
know,
he did,
he
though.
had other albums coming out that wasn't released yet. One of them was the Machiavelli album. If you think that wasn't
I want to know
released
what the
till
other
after
ones
Pac
is, though.
died.
Is there still some? What is the other ones?
You know, he had
Like,
the
can
One
we get
Nation
that in
album
2026?
that he was working on.
It's time for a new Tupac album. Shit.
Yeah, so many different projects that this brother had his hands on. You know what I mean?
We need to do a petition.
Because
or
you
something.
were close to him, did Tupac ever talk about wanting to leave
He
Death
said the
Row
805,
or leaving Death Row,
818.
as you just mentioned that he was going to start his own record
That's
label
the
and
area
all of those
code.
things? Did
Shout
he
out
ever
them.
talk about that?
Shout out
You want
805,
me to tell you a story?
818.
Absolutely. That's what it's the art of dialogue.
I got a story. So
It's the
bust
art
it.
of dialogue.
So this could be a week or two prior to us going to Vegas, right? So we in the kitchen, and Pac is on the phone. I'm in the kitchen. Pac is in the kitchen, and the Outlaws. Everybody's scattered throughout the house, but Pac is on the phone, and this is what I seen with my own eyes. And Pac is going bananas, yo. He's wilding out. He's cussing out Death Row. Whoever, he didn't say, he just on the phone with somebody from Death Row camp. And he's going bananas. And all I hear him saying and screaming out is his masters, his masters. Yo, my brother's head was sweating. He had veins popping out his neck, his head. He was at 10. And at that moment, I was scared. You know why? Because I thought that death was coming to the house to knock us all out.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Because again, we're in California. We're around amongst people that we're not quite understanding their culture, their gang lifestyle and stuff. You know what I mean? Again, we're
Was Cali that damn dangerous back in the 90s? Or they probably still dangerous like that right now, but were they really dangerous like that in the 90s? Cause every story I hear about it, you know what I'm saying, Cali, they was like that for real.
New Yorkers, I certainly don't understand it. So I was a little afraid, I must admit, and I thought that death was coming to the house to knock us all out, straight up.
And so when you see Tupac on the phone, had you ever seen him like that before?
No, not like that. Nope. Not like where his veins is popping out his neck and out his bald head, no, not that angry. And that's what scared me, because of the anger, the rage that he was pouring out. You know what I mean? And it was like with I was just standing there stiff. I didn't even want to walk past him while he's on the phone.
So y'all still
It's
like
like,
that?
let me just
Damn.
stand here until he get off the phone, because he was, like I said, he was at 10, and
You say you joined the channel, bro.
he was pissed off. And one of the main things that he was talking about was his masters. Straight up.
So basically, Tupac was talking about wanting his masters and getting his masters. And you said about a week, 2 weeks, that's consistent with what Yasmin talked about. Because Yasmin talked about the fact that when Tupac wanted to get his music, and they were on the set of a movie, and they wouldn't give him to him. And that's when he fired David Kenner and all of the other things, because they wouldn't give. So that is consistent. Your firsthand view of what you saw is consistent with what Yasmin said, and Tupac was going to leave Death Row.
So, and thank you for
You
that
want some good
confirmation.
underground
So
West
now
Coast,
you can understand
unheard,
my observation when we did the pit stop,
DPNG.
desert stop, and
Dog
met with
pound,
David
too much.
Kenner
Thank you,
on
later.
some secret code. And
Maybe
not
the
Tupac
story you
met
looking
with
for?
David Kenner. Suge did. Suge
It's
got
on
out
YouTube,
the
bro?
car to meet with David Kenner on that desert stop. Okay?
Wow. I think that's interesting. And you know why? Because at this particular time, unbeknownst to the world, and we know now that David Kenner was fired, because y'all are going to Vegas, and this is September
Might check that out, bro.
what, 6th?
This is September 7th, the day of the fight.
The day of the fight. Okay. So at that particular time, when you said that happened, then David Kenner was in all actuality fired, and should have by then, all accounts, received the facts that Yasmin released. Yasmin released the facts showing that David Kenner was fired.
So he was fired.
This is groundbreaking.
Okay.
This is groundbreaking because in putting those two together,
DBGC.
nobody ever knew that. Nobody ever knew about the pit stop.
Why did
In
you
regards to
type
that,
in
didn't really know about the
DBGC?
situation with Tupac talking on the phone. So I thank you for the clarification. And also Yasmin, when she released the facts, basically proving that Tupac was upset about the masters and began to fire the people that he didn't want around or in his environment anymore.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Shout out. Hold on, Tupac followers call. Oh shit. Oh, Tupac. What is it? Tupac follower calls out Diddy, Keefy G getting arrested for Tupac murder. Ooh. Oh no, this the follow they want half his estate.
Welcome
Yeah,
back
yeah.
to the Art of Dialogue. We have a very special guest once again. The last time you were on, it was fantastic. The people loved you. Once again, you can introduce yourself for the people who don't know, but for the people who do, I'm sure that they are happy that you're back on the Art of Dialogue.
I'm Will
Appreciate you joining
Garland,
the channel, bro.
father of Tupac Shakur.
All
Me
right.
and you did some interviews in the past, and
Shout out
you
to,
approached me again. I'm
Baltimore.
glad it was you
Maryland.
because
Shout
I
out to
like the
y'all.
way you do
Kevin.
things.
Okay, thank you. Let's get right into it. With the recent arrest of Keefy D, how do you feel about that in relation to the murder of your son Tupac Shakur?
That's a tough one, but it's very clear he's just a tool. He's always been a tool. And it's just time that they used him for what they wanted to use him. Because if you couldn't see that was the government, Justice Department, the LAPD, the Las Vegas Police Department, and several other entities. Anytime, a black man gets...
Okay. My first time interview, seen one on Tupac's daddy interview. Oh yeah, he ain't shooting code nothing. Okay. I like it. That's what I like right here. Yeah.
strong, that has the potential to lead other black people.
He's not going to survive. You know that they name a street after you. They give you a star on the street, but you're gone, and your desire to do what you wanted to do is gone with it.
Absolutely.
Tupac was a leader, and he was going to put away all that silly stuff, all that East Coast, West Coast shit, and he was going to get back to the basic of educating people, not just black people, all people.
Okay, I agree with you so
about
far.
the contradictions in society.
And so, like I said, when in the situation involving Keefe D, his arrest, why do you think that they decided to do it now?
One, let's be very honest, he's not a very intelligent individual.
Yeah.
When you go on air,
I agree with you, Pop. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you. That boy was dumb here with that little 1-2 sticking out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that, twin.
and say you participated in a high-scale assassination, eventually it's going to come back on you. I'm surprised he went that far, that long without them arresting him.
Yeah.
He was involved in them. He was in the car.
Yeah.
That's aiding and abetting in a murder. But he was doing his part with the rest of the people who were talking about the Lando Anderson. He was fulfilling that glitch. He was adding to their truth, which we all know wasn't true. We know a lot of other things, particularly death row. But anyway,
Right. The fact that Keefe D wasn't the shooter, does it mean any more or any less? Or are you happy that somebody is actually being charged who admittingly was involved with the murder of your son, Tupac Shakur?
I think it does absolutely nothing. I'm just as empty by the loss of my son as the rest of the world is. Everybody can see through this thin veil of deceit. It was ridiculous. They didn't believe it when he was on YouTube and VAD every week talking that stupid stuff. He's just not an intelligent individual. And the people they use to fabricate their story, their belief, are not usually intelligent. And I don't feel bad that, in fact, he got arrested, but I don't think it's closure. I think it's still open to debate. But I don't think we'll ever find out who really did the shooting. But we know it wasn't no one individual. And I don't think he might have been involved in it, Keefe D, but he was a pawn. He was being used. Basically, maybe by the government, maybe by death row. But death row and the government is one and the same at this particular time.
Okay.
Oh, you think Diddy got something to do with it? I think Diddy too.
And so the fact that he wasn't the shooter and he was arrested, you feel good, bad, indifferent?
Well, I have no feelings about it whatsoever, because it's not true, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's not the truth. It's just another pawn being moved in the game of chess, to just move the pieces around to create that gray area, to create that continual story that we don't know who did it. It could be anybody.
Okay.
And that's what they want. And even if we found that, if a man came up out of the woodwork tomorrow and said he did it, who would believe him? In light of what's been happening lately with this.
Based on the conspiracy.
Y'all think he cooking right now? Hold on, you think he cook? You know what I'm saying? Goddamn. He don't change my mindset and everything. Hold on, twin.
Season,
everything.
Stories, all of the misinformation and things like that.
It's been ridiculous.
Okay.
They just keep throwing mud on the wall so something sticks.
Right.
That's what they do. That's what the government does. They gray it. They just keep, never black and white. We just keep throwing shit up there and make it gray.
Right.
And you got people talking. You got some people talking, he's in Mexico. Some people talking, he's in Cuba drinking pina coladas.
Yeah, I heard it.
I mean, come on. Who stays away for 27 years from fame and glory? It's ridiculous. So
it's kind of like Tupac said in his lyrics. They like Judas was the Jesus. They came to create confusion.
That's all. Basically, I feel. Yeah.
Okay. Keefe D at one.
Y'all think he telling the truth, or he just like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna reveal this shit. I can go two ways with it, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never been a parent, you know what I'm saying? But like, if I was a parent, You know what I'm saying? I still wouldn't give. Like, I know if he was alive and he was in goddamn, you know what I'm saying, Mexico, I wouldn't still tell you he was. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense.
Was a baller. He was getting money, drug kingpin or whatever. The fact that he couldn't afford a lawyer at the time he was arrested and had to settle for a public defender.
Oh, he did.
Says what to you about it?
Yeah.
They didn't pay him very much.
Yeah. Yeah, they gonna buy
Death Row didn't pay him enough, obviously. Not for nothing.
Right.
That's ridiculous. But he had to foresee that he was gonna have some conflict down the road.
You say you've
He's
been
getting
on
on
the you say
TV
you been on the
week. Every week I've seen a video of him saying,
Facts, me too.
I did this. I was in the car. I did this. You can't do that. You can't thumb your nose consistently at justice. You can get away with it once in a while, but when you do it consistently, someone has to answer for it. And I guess he's got to answer.
You think the government had something to do with it because the Tupac was like a child of Black Panthers? Do y'all think that's one of the reasons too? Cause he was outspoken and he was like a son of the Black Panthers. Y'all let me know in chat.
Do you think I think he was involved? Yes, I do, one way or the other. Do I think he was charged? Do I think that he came up with this idea on his own? I disagree with that. I think he was a tool. I think he was a pawn being used. And they used him well. Look how long it took him for the arrest. 20-something years. His story is written in stone now. His story is written in granite. Orlando Anderson. If you ask the average individual in the world, who killed Tupac, they would say Orlando Anderson. Same thing with the Kennedy. The same thing, Lee Harvey Oswald. They would all say that because they don't know any better. And humans tend to go with their first inclination, the first bit of information that they get that satisfies their curiosity. And they accept it. And that was the easy one to accept, especially since it lasted 27 years that Orlando Anderson was the shooter. The man who said he did not see Anderson shoot Tupac was his boy, and he was killed months later.
You talking about Yakupidaki?
Yeah.
Right.
Only viable witness. Why would you kill him?
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Hold on, chat. Oh Lord, hold on, we gonna wind that bit. Hold on now. Hold on, twin. Shit.
Curiosity. And they accept it. And that was the easy one to accept, especially since it lasted 27 years that Orlando Anderson was the shooter. The man who said he did not see Anderson shoot Tupac was his boy, and he was killed months later.
You
talking about Yakupidaki?
Yeah.
Right.
Only viable witness. Why would you kill him?
Facts.
Yeah.
That on there.
Yeah, that's very important. I find it I found it, kind of ironic myself that, at the end of the day, he wasn't able to afford a lawyer.
Makes no sense. That makes no sense. But who's going to pay for it? The government's not. Death Row, whoever comes up and steps up to aid him in his defense looks like co-conspirators.
Right.
So he'll never get anybody with some money to do that.
Right.
He can start a GoFundMe if he wants to.
Ain't
nobody just joking.
Ain't nobody finna spoil. We'll take that motherfucker down.
It's on YouTube. Right.
I wish you would keep this start GoFundMe, but I'm gonna report that motherfucker like a motherfucker. We gonna get that bitch taken down. You ain't getting that motherfucker. You ain't getting no money whatsoever. You know what I'm saying?
Down it on my son. He said some shit that was just disparaging. He should have known he shouldn't get away with doing what he did. Yeah. Talk down about it. The world loves Tupac. How dare you? And then you might be the possible shooter in his death. Kind of makes everybody believe you did do it.
Right. So are you referring to when he said that Tupac was breakdancing in the front seat of the car trying to get away from the bullets?
A lot of little stuff he said.
Yeah, that shit had me pissed off.
A lot of little stuff he said.
I ain't gonna lie to him.
A lot of little stuff. But that wasn't a hard hit. All you do is pull up just fucking far from the other car. And people think that, well, Suge Knight didn't get killed. You're not firing directly. This is Cadillac pulling up. You pull up real close. We're talking about 6 inches away. But you pull up on an angle. You have to understand it's a slight angle. And you're shooting back. Suge Knight got hit with a piece of glass. He was not intended to talk. How you gonna miss a 350 fat fuck like him? Excuse me.
Hold on. He got hit with a piece of glass? So it wasn't a bullet? Oh, shit. Now I gotta look that shit up. Bail Tupac out of jail when Tupac was already sentenced. It doesn't work like that. I think they gave him bail, though. I think Tupac had a bail, though. I'm not sure. I think he couldn't bail him out till the judge gave him bail. Hold on, what the fuck? We ain't going back like we just say that shit.
6 inches away. But you pull up on an angle. You have to understand it's a slight angle, and you're shooting back. Suge Knight got hit with a piece of glass. He was not entertaining to talk. How you gonna miss a 350 fat fuck like him? Excuse me for curse. If you were shooting into a car. So it was a sign hit and a sign assassination. We knew who the target was. We knew how it went down. Same way with Biggie. They both were the same way. And the same people probably were involved. But I have no, getting back to him, it's just a tool. His name doesn't even need to be mentioned anymore. It was just a tool. He was used. Keefe D. He had his 15 minutes of fame. With his promotion, his book, whatever he did, he got a few dollars out of it, but he pushed it. If you're a criminal, you out of sight, out of mind. You don't get in front of lights and say, I did this, or it's with the person who did this. You just don't do that.
That was one of the things that I also recognized involving that he had put out a book. And I don't think many people really purchased the book
dumbest criminal
from
I
that
ever
perspective.
met in my
And then here comes, that's the reason why I gave you the question involving the lawyer. Then comes
the fact that,
case, well, you know, you put out a book, but when it came time to face the consequences of the charges, you couldn't afford a lawyer.
Exactly.
So,
I know.
Yeah, that was the reason why I kind of went.
I didn't know he had a book until he mentioned it on YouTube. When you think about it. But what could he possibly say that would be interesting? One, I gave my nephew the gun, or two, I was involved in the shooting itself. Your life it's not, you're a gangbanger. We know that's all we see on TV today. Any move of a black person is about a drug dealer, gangbanger. It's unfortunate, you know, or a clown or some other silly shit. They don't portray us the way we really are. So, but who wants to read a book about him?
You know what else? That spawned another question. In his book, in Keefe D's book, he actually tried to come up with a plausible defense.
Really?
In regards to saying that when they pulled up on the car, Tupac allegedly tried to reach.
I heard that book
for a gun.
You're right. Pac wasn't even armed that night. They didn't bring no pieces. And they
That's what I've been saying.
All the bodyguards to leave their pieces home, which they never did before. Reggie White did that, who really technically wasn't involved in security for Tupac. Tupac had fired him prior. We got proof of that. We got papers.
He got fired?
Yeah.
So you... Oh, they knew with me. Hold on, twin. I gotta keep winding back. They knew to me.
Armed that night. They didn't bring no pieces. And they told all the bodyguards to leave their pieces home, which they never did before. Reggie White did that, who really technically wasn't involved in security for Tupac. Tupac had fired him prior. We got proof of that. We got papers.
I was in the whole story. Has a lot of holes.
A documented information that he was fired. Right way security from Tupac's detail. So why was he involved in Tupac's security that night? And they tell me that this boy Reggie is never away from Suge Knight. That when you saw Suge Knight, you saw Reggie. So why wasn't Reggie with Suge Knight? A lot of little contradictory stuff, but you never get to the bottom of this, especially when you got the LAPD involved, you got the Justice Department involved. You never get the truth. You go, it's a merry-go-round of possibilities. That's all it is. What's all the possibilities? All you know is that he's dead, and it wasn't just one individual. That I can state emphatically.
Sean Puffy Combs recently settled a lawsuit with his former girlfriend, Cassie. In that lawsuit, she said that one night she watched Sean Puffy Combs retrieve guns from a safe in his house because he had heard that Suge Knight was at Mel's Diner in Hollywood. Cassie said that Sean Puffy Combs wanted to go get at Suge. Does that change your perception about Sean Puffy Combs and his propensity for violence in relation to the Tupac situation?
Oh, that was before.
Regarding Keefy D saying
That's
that
when,
Puffy gave him the
Nah, they skipped like before. He talking about when they actually pulled up against him. He ain't say how they Keefy D how they spotted him, because Keefy D said they seen him hanging out the window and shit like that. Well, that's what I've been seeing in other news. Like the only reason they seen Suge and Tupac was Tupac was trying to holler at the girl and shit type shit.
The money, promised him the $1 million.
I don't know why I don't believe that. That's just something that I just don't believe that Puffy had to. He might have wanted to, but I don't think he had the balls, to be honest
he
with
got no balls.
Now, I know he done some
We all
low
know this
shit,
shit.
and he's been in the news lately. So anything else culturally and socially wouldn't surprise me about this guy. He's always had an issue, and I've never really was fond of him. Beyond his issues with Tupac. The East Coast West stuff, I really never bought into that. It was man-made, industry produced to sell records. East Coast, West Coast. Might have had a few beefs. You can have a few beefs with somebody in the neighborhood. You can have a few beefs with somebody on your team. You're gonna have a few beefs with somebody in your house, a relative. You can have a beef, but that don't mean this side hates the other side of the family, or this side hates the other side of the community, or this side hates the other side of the team. So why does it have to happen in rappers from one coast to the other, and then both
Fast,
coasts
I ain't going
hate each
either.
other? It makes no sense. You ask the average rapper from the East Coast, they ain't
not
no
real
beef
like
with
that.
the West Coast.
I thought
Average
it was
rapper
about
from
all that. Hold on, we about to see. Let me pull up, fat check. I thought that was his real dad. That's the one that wasn't around though, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Damn, we ain't got no picture. Yeah, motherfucker did. Hello. Just say he real dad. I know him. I seen him before. I think he was stepdad. I can't tell. Do they look alike? I mean, he don't look like Pop though. He look more like Pop with the nose and shit, type shit. Oh, we need another picture. That and the eyebrows. Yeah, he look more like Pop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? With the eyebrows, sort of kind of nose. You say that's his name? Who the fuck? Let me see. Let me look that name up. Oh, that's his dad name. Damn, that's Tupac real name? Damn. I ain't know that his real name. I thought his name was Tupac Shakur the whole time. So he got it. So this is his real name? Damn. Ooh, I appreciate you telling me that, Stan. So that is Tupac real name. So where you get Tupac Shakur then? I mean, I know last name, but Tupac then. Was and then and on my stage name Tupac Omega. Like where he get Tupac from? That's what I need to know. Y'all let me know. You said no, bro? Damn, I did not know that was his real name.
the West Coast, they just follow the lead. Records were selling them. Records were
That's
selling.
crazy,
But the only
bro.
one doing
Thank
the
you for
talking.
telling me that.
You didn't Snoop and them talking about the East Coast. You didn't hear none of them.
I think a lot of people don't know
talking about
that.
the East. Or you heard.
Hold on, I gotta say that shit real quick, man. I gotta say that. I gotta remember that. I gotta say that. His real name. Hold on, Paris. Hold on. Damn, you got his middle name too. So what the hell too? They confuse the fuck out of me now. Like, read that here for others. Now I'm curious like about his name now. Then he died on my birthday too, man. Damn, every time I always like something. I light something up on my birthday. I light something up. September 13th is my birthday. That's crazy. That's some crazy shit.
Was Death Row and Pac.
Right.
And Puffy and that and them other people that
His father, mother?
know, talking against Puff.
Damn,
All
I
you
gotta
heard was
father, mother,
about
no?
Puffy and that. I don't know. Maybe they both was government.
As you actually spawned another question with that. It's a fact that on the night that Biggie was killed, Keefe D had met with Sean Puffy Combs twice that day.
I heard.
It was once at a celebrity basketball game, and later on that night at the Peterson Automotive Museum, you know, before Biggie was killed. And so with that, why do you think that Keefe D never asked Puffy for the $1 million that he had said that Puffy allegedly promised him from that perspective?
I couldn't answer that. I
mean, that's a good goddamn question. Like, why you ain't ask for me? You know that boy owe you money. Like, why you didn't ask for the money? A real motherfucker like, man, you supposed to be gangster and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Like, baby, where my money at? You know what I'm saying?
I'm just sorry I couldn't. But you're getting into the mindset of some people who were not very stable. Let's be honest. Keefe D's not very stable. You've seen him on YouTube a million times. Does he sound like someone you would have watch your grandchild while you went to the movies? Come on, let's be honest. And Puffy, some of the shit I've been hearing him doing, you know, you got something good for who you are and what you're about, and just accept it. And stop playing all this cat and mouse. And he ain't gonna come out the closet, you ain't, whatever the case might be. He's in the news for all the wrong things. And this is stacked on top of how he disrespected and basically cheated a lot of his former employees out of their money. A la Suge Knight. But the Jews did it. The Italians did it prior before they got there. All record dealers do it. They hold royalties back. They just cheat performers out of their money. They just always done. But it's just been more evidence since it happened to my son, and it's happened to all these people from Puffy's organization.
Y'all ain't crazy, bro.
You know, it's been more. You say one, you say okay, he might have made a mistake clear. But when you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the majority of your company say the same thing. Come on, man. He would give, like I said before, he would give Tupac a car. Tupac, he got a new fucking Benz or a new Jag, driving around in his mind. When he died, he found out it belonged to Death Row. It was a lease. He had no idea. Instead of him giving him his royalties, he would give him jewelry, cars, penthouses, little places to stay. And Pac don't think it was his. But smoking that chronic and girls throwing panties at
like
you,
lagging?
and you living the life of a king. Sometimes you don't pay attention to the more technical, serious things about your life. It makes you wonder who was around to help you do that. Not for nothing. What were the Outlaws there for? You got 4 month leaders, 5 on tour. Come on.
Oh shit, hold on. He said something about the Outlaws. Damn, my internet fucking up. So when you said something about goddamn Google shit, that motherfucker started fucking up, nigga. But you know, goddamn fuck. Oh, I am my internet on. Damn, I'm tripping. Soon be you say something about some goddamn Google internet, my shit started tripping. God damn, I gotta go back.
What's it like? It makes you wonder who was around to help you do that. Not for nothing. What were the Outlaws there for? You got 4 month leaders, 5 on tour. Come on.
Yeah, is y'all getting that shit I'm getting? The little circle? Yep, y'all here. Like, what the fuck? Oh shit, they on to us, chat. Oh shit. Them boys on to us. Hold on. Let me go piss real quick, y'all. Let me piss real quick. To the internet catch up. Hold on, I'll be right back. They on to us, chat. Hello there. They on to us. They say, oh hell nah. I'm gonna slow your goddamn internet now. You goddamn doing to me. Chat, y'all about to get me in damn trouble. Because I said I don't like Orlando answering shot Tupac. Hold on, I'm coming back, bro. Hold on. Let me go piss real quick. Oh, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Hold on. But they on to it, chat. You trying to stop us? Twin. God damn. They trying to stop us, bro. They slowed the whole internet down. Look, they still slow down. I hate Spectrum, bro. Can we get past this? They will not let me get past this shit. Hold on, I'm starting over. What y'all say? I missed everybody's shit. You said Tupac was the industry, man? Y'all believe that? What the fuck? Hello? Bruh, oh hell no, these folks on me, bro. I don't even know if I'm still alive, to be honest. Y'all still alive? Oh, these folks is, what the fuck? Oh, them folks is on me, bro. Oh, hell nah. God damn, they start the whole fucking, I can't get back to the YouTube. Hold on, I'm making the one. Oh, no, I gotta remember this one. These folks did slow my whole the whole video down, y'all. Y'all just seen that firsthand. I still got to see that down. What's up, brother? Well, maybe it's my internet. How the fuck? Oh, okay, they don't slow me the fuck down. Oh no, I don't want to listen to this on this copyright. Like, I cannot get on that shit. I can't click on nothing on YouTube. What the fuck? Oh, you hating bitches. Man. What the fuck, bro? Yeah. Straight, y'all don't got me in trouble. Them folks said, hell nah. Can't click on nothing, bro. I probably need to close this shit out. Make sure I ain't got it. Damn, I don't want to delete this shit because I need to know. I remember his name. I can look it up. Let me create another one. No folk did came in and did me like that, twin. Like, damn. Is that a good entertainer? I don't believe he was an entertainer, though. That's just my opinion. But him to know his real, I did not know he had it. That was his real name. But I cannot get back on the internet for nothing, bro. Like, these motherfuckers just slowed my whole shit down. Bruh. You say you speak the truth? You said Tupac was out there. Hold on, I ain't get readers it. I be everybody got their own opinion, bro. I understand your opinion. But for me, I don't believe that in my heart, so you know what I'm saying? Tell they don't stop my whole damn shit, bro. It's over with. It's over with, man. These folks don't stop me from getting on YouTube, bro. Like, word. Soon as I went to his daddy, bro, it was over with. I don't know what he said, but the motherfucker said, hell nah. I cannot get back on. Damn, I don't want to end stream, but I'm about to end stream. So I can't get back on. But I do need to get back on. That's the only way I'm going to end this shit. Man, I'm trying to figure out that. God damn. Like, it would not let me get back on that shit. Whatever. Said what, bro? You said delete all my comments? You said they delete your comments? Ooh. They been deleting y'all comments, y'all? YouTube been deleting y'all comments? Ooh, his mother be a whole bunch of charges. Element, what's up, brother? Bro, that shit is fucking crazy, bro. Like, word. Like, I'm still on live, but I'm still on live on YouTube, but I can't get on YouTube. Like, that don't even make sense. I'm on my phone on YouTube, but I can't get on YouTube on my, you know what I'm saying? I'm folded. Oh my God. I never had this shit happen for me. It's still circling like it need new connection, bro. Man, what the fuck's going on? Like, I can't get on nothing, bro. Them folks on my ass. Damn, I'm sorry about that, chat. They don't shut us down. Them folks don't shut us down, bro. Oh my God, bro. I never had that shit before, bro. So, now they got me. Now I gotta go see what the fuck too. What he said in the interview now, cause that shit gonna keep me curious, you know. Like, damn, he been speaking straight fast. Oh my God, bro. Well, I'll make sure I make it up to y'all, man. We're gonna do another stream. I'm gonna do another stream tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do like 1 p.m. for y'all. 1 p.m. tomorrow. Well, later on the day. Well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, but I'm gonna do it later on. They don't shut us down, chat. I'm folk on. You know what I'm saying?